Captain, I hope Dr. We have arrived at the Hope. I need you to reroute power from our ship to the Hope's auxiliary generator. You'll have to connect me to the Hope's comm system so I can convince her central computer to enable the skip drive.
safely! Nice hit!
I mean...
Incoming!
Well done. Still alive.
Should we assign Sam for a cleanup?
Oh gosh. I'm gonna be sick.
What? I'll make my way there!
Nice one!
These were the private quarters of the Hope's former crew. Shall we hold a moment of silence for the dearly departed? No.
Well done.
Can you hear me, Captain? I have successfully integrated myself into the Hope's comm systems, and am attempting to establish contact with the Hope's more primitive processor now. Would you like me to play a mood-suitable music selection while you travel to the bridge? Oh, sorry. File not found. That's the Hope's computer up ahead. I'll admit, I am curious to wait. him. Greetings, Captain. I am speaking to you through the Hope's computer system. It's a rather cramped feeling, but it'll do. Are you sure? That is extremely dangerous. Skipping the Hope will void the warranty, and also potentially kill an entire... Jump-starting the skip drive. Destination set to the rings of Terra 2. I wouldn't advise that, Captain.
If we're meant to make it, we will. No use worrying otherwise.
All right. It is in your hands now, Captain. I trust you, in so much as my presets allow.
ADA, does your captain seriously intend to do a micro-jump in-system with engines that haven't been powered in 70 years, on a derelict ship?
That is what my captain intends, yes.
But that is a gross misuse of the skip drive. The Zero Point Drives Corp and I will not be held responsible for any damage incurred during transport, and this will cause extreme damage.
Yes.
You should not be doing this. The humans will die.
Thank you, Hope. It looks like all systems are go. Captain, I would advise you to hold on to something, now. Oh, good. We are still alive and have successfully skipped into Terra 2's orbit. I reported as much to Phineas Wells, but he has not responded. Perhaps you should check in on him. Captain, I am receiving a Captain, I shall...
The board is here. They've found me somehow. I can't stop them from getting me, and there isn't enough time to explain everything. The board, all their lackeys, they're all a bunch of swine. Do you hear me? You fucking pigs! I'll take you all out with me! I'll never...
It would seem the recording captured some rather dire events. I presume you'll want to dock at the orbital lab to check on your associate as soon as possible? How can I be... I'll be here. We have successfully arrived at Phineas's orbital lab, Captain, and we are still in one piece. Shall I congratulate myself?
Friend, just Ah! Get up! Captain, get up!
Gotcha.
I'll take this one! Reload!
Everyone all right?
A reminder to all crew members. There is... Captain, as it appears I believe the crew would...
So, Phineas...
I never got to know Doc Wells. We ain't friends or crew.
To extract the scientist, you will need to infiltrate... I am programmed to warn you whenever you exhibit inclinations toward...
Getting in is the simple part. It's getting out again.
Let's just do it. Kick down some doors, grab Doc Wells, and cut...
If you really mean to do this, you should see to your final affairs and close out any unfinished business.
If we don't make it, at least it'll be...
Got my trusty tossball stick. Got my ass...
Outstanding.
You can count on us, Captain. We're crew.
Never thought I'd volunteer to break into a prison. Seems like you're...
Command not recognized.
Waiting on your command, Captain. are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain.
A word, Captain? Since we're... I haven't actually... Anyway... Which... This is... Oh, well, I was thinking you'd come too. Great. If you've got an... Just know... Anything else?
Anti-Cleo's pipe patch.
Doesn't look
All
like
of the
anything.
benefits of smoking a real pipe, none of the messy cleanup.
The dissonance.
CNP.
That episode from a few weeks ago was...
Looking for weapons? You've come to the right place. Why place your faith in automechanical sentries when you can place a high-quality weapon in your own 2 hands? What can I help you find?
I'm afraid.
Don't I never like a fella like Ryzen?
I think we can both.
My cousin's in pictures. That business makes piracy look...
Great! You made it! We gave the other actors real weapons to keep things authentic. And 'cause Josh... See, I knew... Now go in there, find your mom...
Well, well. All of this settlement CNP hungry time with their patented stomach stuff. They are? What an unexpected twist.
Can I shoot someone? Wait, are we the good guys? Doesn't matter. I want to shoot.
Do you remember the last time we faced each... I see. I had you surrounded and out... I've been waiting for 5 years now. Yes, even you. I have this whole port. Once we're away...
Plasma's already a vapor-like kind of thing. You can't read...
Quiet. You're supposed to be an extra. I hope you've paid your burial fees and signed your personal death...
Stop! It's make-believe!
He's really shooting! Safety's off!
Ah! Yeah! Down they go! No problem.
There's my star. Walk and talk with me. I knew you had chops, but that was something else. You found the energy in the scene and ran with it. That was visceral. Hey, time is bits. It'll take a few months to get your contract set up, but it'll be worth it. Here's your fee for today, but there's more to come.
Rizzo's Purple Berry Crunch.
Don't you
Triple kill.
Marilyn,
Loves. And I didn't expect you to renew your marriage Speaking of surprises, you should... I don't know what to say. Come on, you're supposed to help me make an impression. Anyway, you're probably wondering.
Not exactly.
The last few years have been a bloody haze. You... right?
I must agree with your unusual friend. You see, after going for so long...
And the payouts have...
You what? Well, now that I'm here, I guess you'll just have...
It's not that simple. For one thing...
Damn right, Captain. Fine. I'm gone. Can you believe... Wait, hardly... I wanted them to get upset. I just thought it would... They'd both be sitting there while Mother would drop her mock... I know. I just didn't want to get booted out of the house I grew... Hey, the last thing I want to do... Wait a sec. I could open a new account... Designate that. I'll make money without doing a thing. My policy is with the Greater Halcyon Insurance Group. Maybe you could use some of... If that doesn't work, I'm sure... So, I definitely won that round.
You always seem to, huh?
That's because I'm usually right.
Next time I work the scorecard.
I have received a transmission from Roseway, from a Dr. Shaw. Destination reached. Scylla.
Hey, boss. I've been thinking. When you started working for the adjutant, but the way you treated Miss Lockwood was real honorable. Heroes always do the honorable thing. There it is. This is all part of your plan, right? Pretend you're loyal to the adjutant, earn her trust, and then, when she least expects it... Hey, no problem, boss. I can keep it on the quiet. What were we talking about again? Have we even met before? See? Discreet. We should get back to work. Thanks for the talk.
Real space, isn't it? Empty.
Didn't I request no more fertilizer shipments be brought on board? Who keeps ordering these? We've arrived at the groundbreaker.
Heard from the last down.
You know, I got it.
Active greeting is connected. Beginning dispensing.
Look like some. We also have a line of specialized melee weapons. For those times you have teleporters, but don't want. Hey, look who it is.
If you're hungry, they're fresh from the ground. Folks, you it. Fresh from the grinder any hour. Not getting too much danger, are you? Could always lie near you, double must terrified scrappers. Fresh from the grinder any hour.
This is genuinely right. Oh, what? Look.
Use packet at all times ball score.
Crew report. Vehicle is drunk. Surprise. I am pleased to inform you that we have arrived at the labyrinth. Please be advised that electrical storms on the surface of Tartarus make departure impossible at this time. Resident count is as follows: 3,071. Resident, the interior can be chilly. I would also ask that you leave your captain's ID with me. I can make the assurance that I will not leave with another captain unless you do not return within 876,541,652 hours. Oh, speak of the devil. Captain, I am...
Attention, unauthorized spacecraft. This is a maximum security installation. Your presence here is an explicit violation of UDL corporate policy. You are hereby confined to your docking platform until a ticket... I'm sorry, you people? Did you just cast a generalization? You're up to 5,708, not including the cost of your execution and the disposal of your remains, which will be assessed posthumously. Huh? Oh, yes, sir. Right away, sir. I just couldn't see you clearly before. Screen's on the fritz. Damn thing. But for the record, now that I hear you, I totally recognize you. Totally. You're, you, of course. Obviously. Anyway, Tartarus Docking Authority signing up. Hang on. Another ship just pulled into your dock. Wait, is that from the Groundbreaker? What the? Pay no mind to that. Just have a pleasant day.
Transmission terminated. Biometric ID received. Transferring data to external cartridge. How can I be of assistance? May luck be with you. Of course, as I am sure you are aware, luck does not exist. But it seems to comfort humans to believe they possess good quantities of it.
Captain did right by us once. The board will never own Groundbreaker. Not while I breathe. Push on, Mardat.
Place the labyrinth? Perhaps we should all meditate on that as we make our descent.
This might be the loneliest place in the whole system. Let's look. There's gotta be a few ways through here.
captain's here. Let's go. I want to see all of you busting ass.
Okay, moving out. Are you new here? I didn't think we were hiring more staff. Oh, no. Don't tell anyone, please. Thank you.
Well, look who it is. I'll be damned. I was prepping the studio for our announcement, and here you are as a bonus. I had heard you'd taken a mechanic under your wing.
The captain's treated me right. Better than any of you bored folk ever have. I'm exactly where I want to be.
And the convict. The vicar. You know, most people...
Oh, I would go anywhere to see you fall, sir.
When you go off and get yourself shot, try to avoid taking one to the face. I'll want it. My word! You... It's a wonder what Phineas saw in you. Then again, he's an insane... Yes, he is an extraordinarily obstinate fellow, isn't he? But that's between us. As far as my adoring citizens will know, we've turned a dangerous crackpot into a working-class man. It's a... Oh yes, go on, wake them up. I don't know what half-baked plans that simpleton in a lab coat has been leading you through, but it's done. It's over. Let me ask you something, Captain. Have you at any point thought about not fucking up our entire society?
I believe we could ask you the same.
I'm making actual progress towards stabilization and recovery. You're just getting in the way. Oh, right. This coming from the psychopathic outlaw. Yes, I'll try to be more open-minded about your path of wanton dissent. We don't need your help. I'll admit, there's no shortage of talent in the scientists and engineers there. Look, I'm not an unreasonable man. If you manage to storm the castle, as it were, and make it out of here with Phineas alive, I can't exactly afford more havoc than you've already caused.
Are you free to talk?
I could spend hours reflecting on the secret workings of the universe. Little else in this. So, tell me what's on...
I don't see what the fuss is about a plastic laptop.
Everything in my life has been leading up to this point. I believe I am ready for this.
Never come to this. Which is real good.
Captain, you have an uncanny talent for complicating my life. I don't like being played. When you delivered Wells into my... You've disrupted the balance of power. You've upset... I'm afraid I can't do that. To your credit, Captain, you are one of the colony's finest specialists. Your technical ability... For all your talents, you are the enemy of Halcyon, and therefore you are my enemy. You make a nuanced and compelling argument. Here's my rebuttal. No. Dr. Wells is being held in my custody. All that's left to do is put down this right. Fair enough. I'm giving you exactly one chance to parley with me. You are the finest agent I'd ever had. I believed we would save Halcyon together. But I was wrong. You wander the system, doing as you please, answering to no one. Your mere existence throws Halcyon into chaos. I simply can't have that. I'm keeping this colony from falling over the edge of disillusion with my own two hands. And you want me to let go? No. The answer is no. You had so much potential. I would have put your talents to good use. I would have made you wealthy beyond belief. I'm not in the business of working with my enemies, and you've made your... You were always an unknown variable. I'm aware of Dr. Wells' plan. Revive some brilliant scientists and engineers from the Hope and work with them to save the colony. He's already revived you, after all. 50 or 60 years ago, I might have agreed with you. But we've passed the point of no return. I appreciate your confidence, Captain. But so long as you're allied with Dr. Wells, we can never work together. I haven't given up on the program yet. You've caused some complications, but I can improvise. I can fix this. I haven't lost control of the labyrinth yet. Our security system is still operational. I can still put a stop to you. When you put it that way, no. Not in the least. Damn it all. Very well. You win. I'm familiar enough with your methods to realize my chances of survival are low. Congratulations, Captain. You've outplayed me. I accept your terms and will return Dr. Wells to your care. I just hope you've made the right decision. The fate of the colony is in your hands now. I bid you farewell, Captain.
You don't know how glad I am to see you. You must have said something to get under Akande's skin. She's gone, and I don't think she's coming back. And you lunatic, you broke into the board's own fortress just to rescue one doddering old man. You are absolutely out of your mind, and I can't begin to thank you enough. Ah, all in a day's work for you, huh? You've broken the board's stranglehold on this colony, and you saved my life. But there's still so much we have yet to accomplish. You and I are going to have to work harder than ever to save Halcyon. I'm afraid the situation is far worse than any of us ever anticipated. Theatrics! Merciful law, I wish I were exaggerating. Earth has gone dark. We haven't received a single message in 3 years. There's been no communication, no signals, nothing. 2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to Earth. We don't know what they discovered when they arrived, or if they arrived at all. First the food supply, and now this. That's it. I'm done. There is no plan, just random chaos. You're experiencing a crisis of faith, Preacher. Don't worry. That just means you're paying attention.
You mean we're all alone out here? Really alone?
I'm afraid so, Miss Holcomb. Halcyon is the only home we have left. Returning to Earth is no longer an option. We're in serious trouble, my friend. Do you know what this means for Halcyon? We can't rely on Earth for support anymore. We've been cut loose. We're entirely on our own. Yes, certainly. I'll help however I can. Yes, we do. You've done a marvelous thing. You've succeeded where anyone else would have failed. We must begin the revival process immediately, starting with the Hope's brightest minds, and then we're going to fix this damn colony, one problem at a time. We're going to need a leader, and I can't imagine a better person for the job than you. What do you say, old friend? Will you help us? I doubt I could change your mind even if I wanted to. You've already done more than I could ask of you. When I revived you, I thought we were going to save this colony all by ourselves, but I was wrong. We can't save Halcyon on our own. We're all going to have to pull together, somehow. We are not a colony anymore. Our last connection to Earth has been severed. I don't know if we'll survive, but we're going to have to try our best.
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment he landed in Emerald Vale, his actions altered the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. As the colony struggled to survive, the inspirational story of the iconoclast spread like wildfire. Zora's focus on logistics made for a safer monarch, where the iconoclasts enjoyed a surge of new blood looking to join the ranks from struggling townships. Life on Monarch slowly improved from a desperate fight for survival to prosperous growth and more permanent strength. Adelaide McDevitt replaced Reed Thompson as the leader of Edgewater. She and her followers transformed Edgewater in their image. Anyone loyal to Reed was pressured into leaving town, and those who stayed behind adapted to her way of life. Adelaide transformed the old cannery into a new garden. The nearby Edgewater Cemetery provided a convenient source of fertilizer. As for Reed Thompson, it was said that he lasted exactly 2 days outside the walls of Edgewater. Years later, a marauder was found in possession of his hat. Under the leadership of Junlei Tennyson, the groundbreaker held firm against corporate influence. The ship's mechanical stability gave Junlei the time to educate a promising generation of engineers schooled in her family's traditions. The future of the groundbreaker looks promising. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs. It was a dark time indeed. Ellie savored her adventures on the Unreliable. Once they were done, she returned to life as usual, running missions of dubious legality, shunning respectable work, and living life to the fullest. She meant to reach out to her one-time captain, but she was always bad at keeping in touch. Life in Halcyon was sobering for Felix Millstone. The grand revolution he dreamed of never came. There was no great awakening for the colony, no celebrations in the streets. There was only the hard, desperate work of trying to repair a broken colony. Felix never had a head for numbers, but if there was labor to be done, he was there to help. Eventually, Felix realized that the work of a revolution was done with 2 hands. After all he'd seen and heard adventuring with you, the vicar Maximilian de Soto renounced his faith and joined the effort to rebuild the colony. Ironically, he finally found the joy that had eluded him over the course of his life, and realized that perhaps he was always meant to be just a simple laborer after all. He quickly dismissed the idea. Though Parvati eventually grew comfortable aboard the Unreliable, she never quite came out of her shell. She seemed to prefer the company of Ada to the crew, and she could often be found neck-deep in cables and grease, telling Ada funny stories from her childhood. While the colony fell into chaos, she found an island of relative peace with Ada, and they formed an unusual bond. She decided to remain aboard the Unreliable permanently as its chief and sole engineer. As hard as she tried to drink them away, Nyoka's memories eventually overcame her. Traveling with the crew served as a constant reminder of the family she'd lost, and so she eventually returned to Monarch to get back to what she found most comfortable: the deep end of a bottle and the far end of a trail. Few have seen her since, but travelers often swear they hear her and her machine gun in the night, screaming swears and spitting bullets. The SAM unit that accompanied you spread awareness of the product line's superior sanitation and maintenance capabilities across what was left of the colony. This led to a boost in SAM unit sales. Did you know that SAM units are the longest-lasting, toughest-acting cleaning solution in Halcyon? Minister Clark was released from house arrest and his contact with you gave him a sense of renewed purpose and vigor. Once it became clear that no help would be coming from Earth, he threw his considerable efforts and talents into helping Halcyon manage the crisis before it. It was widely suspected that Sophia Akande was the true power behind Chairman Rockwell. However, after the riots on Tartarus, she was never again seen in the colony. Various theories circulated as to her fate. Some believed she boarded an interstellar ship capable of journeying to a distant colony. Others believe she died trying to escape Tartarus. Some few suggest she fled to Monarch, where she continued to live among a small band of loyalists. There is another theory, which suggests that Sophia's encounter with you changed her, and she deliberately retreated from public view, but continued supporting the colony in secret. When Dr. Wells began reviving the Hope's colonists, he found himself with a sudden windfall of additional supplies and resources, courtesy of an anonymous donor. If Wells knew who his supplier was, he never told a soul. As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. Though he was always haunted by the failures of his past, he was determined to make things right by building toward the future. The revival project was hard and painful work, but in the end, despite limited resources, over half the Hope's colonists were successfully revived. Even after Wells passed away, the Hope scientists and engineers worked night and day to pull Halcyon from the brink of collapse. Their efforts continue to this day, which may be reason enough for optimism. Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers he revived. Life will never be the same in Halcyon. It is widely agreed that the colony has a chance of stabilizing within a generation, owing to the hard work and determination of the surviving colonists. Recovery is a distant goal, and the path is long and uncertain. But the people of Halcyon carry on, determined as ever. And what about you, the unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon? You brought an end to the chaos on Tartarus, and left Dr. Wells to his own devices. The affairs of the colony never distracted you from living out your own dreams, to captain a ship, to sail the ether, and to earn a reputation as the greatest spacer Halcyon ever had. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.